Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Thibodeau, and I'm the National Director of Programs and Public Policy at the Kidney Foundation of Canada. Welcome to today's webinar, Kidney Community Kitchen, New Features to Simplify Your Meal Planning. Today, we'll begin with an acknowledgement of the lands we now know as Canada and its peoples. As an organization dedicated to supporting people affected by kidney disease nationwide, the Kidney Foundation of Canada's work takes place on traditional Indigenous lands across Canada. Our national office is located in Chochiake, now known as Montreal. And I'm joining today from Toronto, lands which are covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit, whose presence here reaches back since time immemorial. The Kidney Foundation recognizes the historical oppression of lands, cultures, and original peoples, and we dedicate ourselves to moving forward in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. We encourage you to share the territory in which you live, work, and play in the chat. Kidney Foundation of Canada would like to thank our sponsor for the 2025 webinar series, Otsuka Canada. Their ongoing support allows us to come together to have broader, bolder, and braver conversations. The information shared in today's webinar is current as of today, February 11th, 2025. Please note that today's webinar will focus on the features and functions of the Kidney Community Kitchen's meal planner and not on specific aspects of kidney diets. We welcome your general questions on nutrition through the Ask a Dietitian page, which we'll put in the chat ahead of the Q&A. Leading us in our discussion today is David Flexer. David is an accomplished web developer and dedicated craftsman whose innate understanding of technology is instrumental in solving challenges and pushing the boundaries to meet his clients' needs. He brings a big picture view and a can-do attitude to every project, no matter how complex. An early adopter of web culture and emerging technologies, David thrives on keeping up with the twists and turns of technology to ensure that his clients stay connected to their customers in new and exciting ways. David has been working with the Kidney Foundation for almost 8 years, and he's passionate about assisting the foundation in general and the Kidney Community Kitchen in particular to empower the kidney community through access to new and improved kidney health tools. He lives in Toronto, Canada with his wife, his daughter, and his cat Coco. When not building websites, he enjoys biking around our urban areas and park path system and watching live music. And now to you, David.
Welcome. Thank you for that lovely introduction. The Community Kitchen website and meal planner are continually evolving based on needs we see in the community and the feedback we receive from you. We see growing engagement and interest in the Kidney Community Kitchen website and meal planner, so we're very excited to bring everybody up to date on the latest changes. What we were going to go over today would be the new homepage design, the focus on potassium management that we've launched, recipes, how to add favorites and serving size, menu planner and scheduling, which is the most exciting part of our new launch, some important pages in our site, and we'll end with some aspects that we're working on for the next phase of the planner. In the chat, you will notice that the manual in both French and English for the meal planner is available for download. It's also available on the website on the meal planner page. So let's start with the refreshed homepage. So what we wanted to do was to bring some of the most important aspects into the homepage in a nice, clear, and impactful manner. You will notice that you will see the latest recipe right there. So this is the latest one added by our team. The latest blog post from dietitians will always be presented here. Some information about the meal planner. We noticed that the desserts are becoming quite popular, so we added a focus on our desserts offering, as well as a gateway to find our potassium management page. Let's begin with the potassium management page. Of course, every one of these contents is available in French and English by simply clicking on the French button over here. In the first part of the page, you will see selected posts from the dietitian blogs, which are randomly presented. So they will be, every time you visit the page, you will be exposed to 3 new randomly selected posts by our dietitian focused on potassium management. Same for the recipes. We will see some really nice recipes here again on a random basis every time we will go in. You can also click and view all the potassium focused recipes presented on our site. Let's take a look at a recipe. So let's go back to the home page. Let's take a look at this lovely lemon orzo salad, which just looks so delicious. So the first thing that we can see is that we can favorite a recipe. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention that you can try out the meal planner, but we won't be able to save. So we urge you to sign up for free to the meal planner. And once you're approved, you'll be able to utilize, save, print, and truly take advantage of all the experience of the meal planner. So, of course, I read the recipe, it looks fantastic. So I favored it by clicking the heart here. I'll do it again. So each recipe will have a little empty heart, and this way it's full, which means that I've saved it to my favorites, which will then be presented in the meal planner, and we'll go through that when we get there. The other thing is we can see that this recipe is for 2 servings, but if we want to make it for 1, it shows us what the nutrient analysis for a recipe per serving is. Okay, now let's go to the meal planner, which is presented here in French as well. And here we're presented. Now you will be presented with the last place you left off. This is today's week, the week starting with today. And I just wanted to remind again, you don't need to sign up to use the meal planner, but we recommend it. Signing up is free and gives you access to all the features, including those we will be showing you today. One of the top requests we had was the ability to add a schedule to a recipe or a food item over across days and weeks. So here we go. Let's start with adding something to our lunch recipe. If I click on the heart, it will show me all the ones that I've added to my favorites. Or I could just simply search for the same recipe. So the highlighted one means that they are recipes. So let's start with adding the lemon orzo salad. We'll add 2 servings and we'll add it to the meal plan. Next, we'll show how we add a single item. So let's say that I want to add for breakfast and let's do now we have a couple of items in our recipe. Now we want to be able to schedule it. For example, I want to schedule this oat. I'm going to eat it for the next few weeks. It's winter. It's a nice thing to wake up with. So I click on the icon. It starts off with today. So first I want to make sure that I spread it to, let's say, till springtime. So let's say April, I don't know, let's say that April 11th is our springtime, and I want to schedule it for all days except Sunday. I save the schedule, and now a little icon is now presented showing that this recipe has been scheduled. And if we search and if we continue on through the weeks, we will see that every day we will have that oatmeal, but not on Sunday. If we go to the following week, same item will be presented. Oh, not on Sundays. Go back to Monday, and here we go. Now, in case we wanted to delete an item, we hit the delete item. And it'll warn you because this is a scheduled item, it will delete it throughout the whole calendar. If we want to delete it just from the one day, for example, we decided that on Saturday we don't want to have it, we simply click on the calendar and remove it from Saturday. Save the schedule. And now when we go to Saturday, it won't be there. Now we've added some recipes. We added a recipe and we added some single items. I'd like you to note the nutrient analysis that has two aspects to it. It has the full weekly analysis and it has the day of analysis. So because on Monday of this week I've scheduled both the orzo and the cereal, I will then have both in here, but the following day it's only the oats that are being of course the whole week is still the same. I think I've gone through all the main new items in our. I wanted to point out that the meal planner instructions are also presented here, and that I wanted to accentuate as well that that all of the items that I've added to the meal planner are now presented in French as well. I think you guys, as you play with this, you will see how useful this tool is and how wonderful it is to use. Next, I wanted to just take us through some important pages to point out there's a lot to explore. A couple of things that I really wanted to showcase today is the meal. Let's start with the resources dietitian's blog. The dietitian blog is a wide variety of information about various various subjects that are important to us, to people using the Kidney Community Kitchen website. You can easily filter by categories and find the subject that interests you the most. The next thing I'd like to point out is the cooking demonstrations, which are available under recipes. And you've got a wide variety of videos, information to be able to view. And we continually add new ones to this page. Another important part is the managing your diet FAQ, which has some nice information for us. But please continue to explore our website. There's lots of information here. One thing I wanted to point out, which is the recipe page search, which I think is really lovely. You can filter the recipes based on interest, by meal types, and you can also search for recipes, which will present Now I'd like to present one item that we're working on very, very quickly. We're working on quickly, but we're going to be presenting it as soon as it's ready, is adding a shopping list to the meal planner. We're very excited to launch that. Date to be determined, but it's going to be fantastic once you'll see it. This concludes my short presentation. I will answer any questions, and I hope you will find this as useful as we think it is, and a lot of the feedback that we got has shown us that it is. Thanks again. Over to you, Tamara. So when you add them to the meal planner, let's assume that I wanted to add let's look for something over here. So let's take a beef bourguignon. So notice that we can actually choose how many servings we're actually going to be eating. So if we want to just eat one serving, perhaps we're eating a little less, maybe it's for lunch, we can add the serving and it'll tell us what the recipe in whole is making. And we have chosen a half a serving. And so when we add it to the plan, only the the nutrient analysis for a half of a recipe or for a half of a serving would be added to our nutrient analysis. And again, if we decide to remove an item, we can delete a single item.
Okay, I see that we're getting some questions. So just a quick reminder. First of all, thank you so much, David, for giving us this walkthrough. We're really excited about all these new features. And as David also hinted, we have other features coming up as well. The Kidney Community Kitchen is a valuable resource. We have over 250 recipes on the sites with over 5,600 individual foods. All of these include detailed nutritional information, and you can also find other resources that David walked us through, such as the cooking demonstrations, the fact sheets, and the menu planner. We are thrilled to continue to improve and expand the Kidney Community Kitchen site. And as we mentioned, we have many more updates coming. If you have any feedback, we're always open to them. So send us an email and let us know what you'd like to see. But for now, I would like to open the discussion so we can answer some of your questions. If you haven't submitted your questions yet, please add them in the Q&A box. And remember that we are not able to answer or provide any specific dietary or medical advice today in this webinar. So if you have any questions about your diet, please submit them through the Ask the Dietitian form on the Kidney Community Kitchen site. We will add the link in the chat. And if for some reason we don't have the time to answer all your questions, please reach out to us at kidneyprograms@kidney.ca. So I see we have a couple of questions, David. The first question that I see is, thank you for the presentation. Some recipes and individual items are already programs into the meal planner. Is it possible for users to add and save their own favorite recipes?
So currently we have that's something that we will be working on. Currently, what you can do is you can where is it? Submit a recipe. You can request a recipe be added by submitting it on this page here. And once we go through it, we will be able to add it. Another way to do it is to take the main ingredients from your recipe and add them as single ingredients to your so if you're adding I don't know, making a souffle, you can add, oh right, eggs is one of those complicated ones. What is it? Egg. Yeah, that's the one thing that, because this comes from the Canada Food Guide, sometimes you might need to sort of play around a little bit with spelling and so forth. But here, egg and fresh. So, oh, the duck. So, you can add some of the recipe as a stopgap until we launch your own recipes.
Thank you for that. We have a couple other questions. I'm gonna kind of mix them both, add them as one, because it will be the same answer. So first one is asking about if the meal planner offers suggested maximum amounts to aim for per day, for example, daily maximum for sodium, potassium, or phosphorus. And the second question is, can the meal planner provide a recommended weekly menu to follow? I will answer those questions. And unfortunately, this is, we cannot do that with the meal planner. And it's because everyone's dietary requirements are different. So we always urge you to speak to your own healthcare professionals and dietitian to work on a plan that is tailored to you and to your requirements. And if you want to know more, for example, about sodium, potassium, and phosphorus, just generally, when it comes to the kidney diet, we suggest that you go through our resources and read our fact sheets. But again, please speak to your doctors and dietitians, because every case is different and every person's requirement is different. I see one more question. Can you launch the recipes through your meal planner calendar when you're looking at them at the calendar? Or can you see the nutritional info there, but you can open the recipes through there?
We really like the idea of going through the recipes because there's such a wealth of information here, finding the recipes that you like and favoriting them. You'll see much more information. It gives you a lot of information per recipe. And then once you find the recipe that you like with the nutrient analysis that fits your wishes, you can then favorite and then find it in the meal planner.
Perfect. Thank you, David. And we're coming close to the time. If you have more questions for us or feedback, please send us an email to kidneyprograms@kidney.ca, and we will try to answer them. But I want to thank you all today for joining us. And again, thank you so much, David. We hope you enjoyed this webinar, and we encourage you to visit the Kidney Community Kitchen site today and start benefiting from all these new features. The Kidney Community Kitchen is an excellent resource to support you on your journey toward healthier eating. It offers helpful tools like the meal planner as dietitian feature, as well as a variety of other resources. I invite you also to subscribe to our quarterly newsletter to stay updated and never miss out on new content and tips. We will add the link in the chat, so make sure you are subscribed to it. I'm also so happy to announce that our virtual forum will take place on February 25 and 26. Register today for free so you don't miss out on interactive and informative sessions, including a special cooking demonstration by celebrity chef Anna Olsen, the latest on kidney disease research and treatment modalities, how to manage a work-life balance while on CKD, and many more other sessions. We're going to add the link in the chat, so please use it to register. It is also free. Here at the Kidney Foundation, we are committed to being your trusted source for information and educational resources about kidney disease, as well as the support you need to give you the support you need for your kidney journey. Through the Kidney Connect peer support, you can connect one-on-one with a person who has experienced living with kidney disease, access online support, or join a virtual support group. For educational information to support you in your kidney journey, please visit our sites kidneyinfo.ca and kidney.ca. Remember, you are not alone. When today's webinars end, your computer will open a new page requesting that you complete our webinar satisfactory survey. Your feedback is very important to us and will help us continue to improve our webinar series. So we would really appreciate if you can take a few moments to complete it. The survey is available in English and French through a language button in the upper right-hand corner on your screen. On behalf of the Kidney Foundation of Canada, thank you so much for attending our webinar today, and we look forward to seeing you during our virtual forum on February 25 and 26. Thank you so much.